Enable preview, shutdown preview. Professional, eh? Okay, so we have ISDA testing, and again, I don't know if I'm going to do this round. I was going to do this some LFMs and the thought, but I've literally turned on, got everything set up, and the thing had locked out from being able to participate. So literally seconds before, it was there was like 10 seconds left. So in the time it took me to click it and click a few more things, it was already game over. So I'm going to test a few things out. I'll try and find a happy medium. It's a fast track, but it'll no doubt be optimum when the race comes. And again, I'm not too sure whether I'm going to do it in all honesty. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do the last two rounds. I don't mind the last two rounds. It's just a bit of a pain in the ass, that's all. Hello, Briz, I hope you're well, mate. Got eyes drop on there, I have, I didn't put that down. How are you doing, Briz? How was your day, buddy? And yeah, apologies for last night, mate. I didn't realise that Discord had closed down. I was even going, Briz, are you there? Briz, like, I'm talking to you, trying to ask if you were getting off yet, or you were turning up. You would know, because I know you wanted to get off, have something to eat or whatnot, because you'd been streaming all day. So I was trying to ask if you were all right and if you were getting off. So yeah, I didn't realise I'd obviously left. So I apologise. I did. Did I send that setup over? I think I sent the setup over to you, but it does need a little bit of work, man. So it needs a little bit of work doing to it, just to shore up that rear end a little bit. But I think in that fast server, I managed to do a 201, really high 201. And it was, it was fast, and the lap wasn't brilliant either, so there's definitely some more time there. So it'd be good to try and get up on track with you, anyway, and try and work on a setup, and maybe have you follow for a few laps, see where you can gain more time, see where you're losing the time. I know you looked at the deltas, and I know the middle section over the mountain was an issue, but I mean, it's a little easier when you've got a car in front of you to try to see exactly and judge where you can push it or whatnot. So I'm game to do that with you, Briz, anytime you're free, buddy. Hello, Miss Peaches, good morning. You got your coffee? That is fantastic. I do have my cup of tea here. I had a lot of coffee this morning. As I said, the little one wasn't well, or isn't well. She's not been well for a few days now. Temperature like 38s and 40s, and today she's been to the doctor's. It turns out she's got tonsillitis. That's why she's coughing and throwing up and whatnot. So antibiotics, plenty of Calpol, plenty of Nurofen, that sort of thing, and just try and get as much into her as that as a system. So it's been a full bloody week. That's okay, man. Yeah, send it to me. I think I have sent it to you. I'm not utterly sure, but I still think that we need to do some laps together, Briz, and see where we're at with it. How is your day, Miss Peaches? I know it's probably just starting, just rolling in. Any chauffeur duties, anything like that? The aim of this today was meant to be a bit of LFM to do at Hungaroring, but we have a league race coming up on Thursday at Zandvoort, Holland, Dutch track. This car is crap here, so I'm just trying to figure out now a setup that's going to work. So we're going to set a few laps with 30-40 litres of fuel, and we're just going to swap setups over. I've maybe got 3 to try, so we're going to figure out between us all which one is the better platform to work with. Poor little one, hope she gets better soon. I'm sure she will get better soon. The little ones are just soldier-free illnesses and whatnot, but in the process they infect everybody else around them, so thankfully I don't think tonsillitis is contagious, so we've got away with one there. We were kind of concerned it was flu or something like that, so it's a happy outcome at least. I know it's not. She's very ill. She's not very well. But ultimately, it could be worse. My favourite country. I love this track, and I should be able to do like 33s on it. But for the life of me, I've just not been able to do it for a while. I don't know what it is. Obviously, this is not a track for the BMW at all. Right, so tyre pressures. I've had a driver update, and it's already messing with me. I can see it. Avoid that wall. I'm already getting some frame drops here, which isn't great off the bat. So I think target time would be 34, but the track is only fast at the minute, so it's difficult. Hello, Pattern, my friend. I've got to make you a mod on the channel, my buddy. And as I say that, the chat's just completely disappeared for me. I hope you're well. I hope your day's going alright, buddy. It was nice to see you in Zaza's chat the other day. Let me put that chat back, give me a second. Try not to kill the cow while I'm at it. Well, there we go, the stream's a little bit... Someone is watching without a ticket. Free watching and only free, like, hey, you know, I just appreciate people coming in and having a nosy. I imagine one of them's probably Brooker that's not left his like or something. No, it's like... I have to try and bait Brooker into a conversation, but yeah, we're just a pure test at the minute. Trying to work out a setup. This is the one I use for FRL, so I imagine, Briz, you would have been on the track when I actually last used this setup, which was last year. The tyres are nowhere near where they need to be. So those that don't watch ACC too much, them tyre pressures, which are at the bottom right of our screen next to the speedometer, we need them at 27.7 all around. Unless I need to try and hit our bloody braking point. But yeah, we definitely need to work on that. Temperature's very cool at the minute. In iRacing, okay. Mass is not fun. Oh, we've missed it here. Well, that's good, because it gives us a chance to jump into the pit lane and sort these bloody tyres out. In iRacing, yeah, I mean, there is ultimately, there's like fuel apps and stuff like that you can use. I'm lost when it kind of comes to iRacing. We've got a lot of guys that within the team that actually do a lot of iRacing. You'd think that was too much having them at 27, wouldn't you? Anyway, that is what it is. Yeah, there's obviously few apps and stuff like that. The thing is with iRacing as well, there's so many, like, just like there is here, like engine maps and stuff like that. So, you know, sometimes the fuel reading can be a little bit misleading, because it all depends on what's going on that lap. You could have a slowdown. Where's your lovely dog? My lovely dog is currently sat on the bed right next to me. He's been out, he's been very much walked. He's had lots of treats today as well. He's not left my side all day actually, it's the dog, bless him. But yeah, he's literally feet away from me. He normally is when I'm racing. Usually, you know, very much while I'm eating as well. He's a little bugger. But yeah, Bruce, the last time I got to use this setup was with you guys. It's going a little loud on the tyres at the minute. Let's have a look. So this is another race by ISDA Racing that's going to be random weather, and like last time we set up for the wet because every bit of practice we did was completely wet. And the race turned out to be a fully dry race, with the last 10 minutes being wet. Well, the last 6 or 7 minutes of the track being wet, but yeah, it was a bit of a waste of time with trying to set the car up, really. I'd have been better off running a paired dry setup and adjusting tyre pressures, but not once was the servo ever like that for me, at least. But you know, I seem to be one of few that only had that issue. All the guys towards the front of the field all pretty much had everything set up for a dry race. So maybe I'm missing something. I'll just set up for the dry. As soon as the race did get a bit damp, the car really started to come into its own as well, which is a shame, really, because. But this is forecasted for more of the same. You can see the clouds at the minute. They're not as prominent, but. It's meant to be a random weather. I already don't particularly like this setup. Let's try and set a few laps at least before we... And again, this car is just not the best here. It's not. Hey Lurches, how you doing my friend? How's the iRacing going? Any more Road America? It's nice to finally have you in the Discord as well. And just, you know, obviously I know you're part of the team, it doesn't mean that you race for us or anything of the sort, it just means you've got another place where you can post your streams and another media outlet basically.
Well done, mate. Press on fastest now.
Team. It's barely into the 55s at the minute, but there's a lot of time on the clock. We have made mistakes around the lap too. Lost some time there. Tyre pressures there. F4 finished. Oh, wrong gear. Well, that's not the way to take that last corner. Let's try to set an actual lap here. Been doing LMP2 and IMSA multi-class. Yeah, the IMSA stuff looks super fun. Bottom him out there. Temp down. Ugh. Two times down because we're just carrying too much speed. Definitely a lot more time in this lap, but yeah, it'd be good to see some of your LMP2 events. Sure, I saw a video of the other day. Cannot hit that right on this fast track. How we're not up when we took that last bit, I don't know. But yeah, the setup's crap. Come on, Junior. Be a little down here. better last section, but still not in the 34s as of yet.
Well done, mate. The fastest step so far.
Maybe we need to dip that to first just to get it to swing it out properly. Not a great exit. I think there's still like a tenth in that first sector. Too wide. Yeah, maybe 2 attempts in the lap at the minute. Bad exit. Threw that away. I'll give it one more go because the tyre pressures are perfect at the minute, and then I will I'll come in and sort these pressures out. But we know there's 2 attempts. Too much. That was definitely pushing. Right. So we know there's 2 attempts in the lap, 100%. Look at that in the last sector there. And even in our last sector, we set 31.7. That was the fastest lap. Oh no, that was that the fastest? No, that was the fastest lap. Right, man, forgive me. So super close. There's maybe another attempt, but I reckon there's another 2 attempts in that lap. Anyway, let's sort these pressures out. Okay. I've got a pen. Don't tell me I haven't got a pen near me. I've got a pencil. JR, godlike. Sorry, I keep calling you by that, my friend. It's gonna, like I say, it's gonna take a little bloody while to. JR, I don't remember. Is 33 a good time or is it your gain? No. I think to be anywhere near, even inside the top 10 in this league, which you know, the top 5 are probably going to be doing 33s in 911s. I need to be in the 34s easy. I need to be in the 34s, and this ain't cutting it at the minute for me. Yeah, exactly. I just I crash as many as I like. I've got permission. I'm sure BMW will send me another couple of them out. 27.1 at the front. That seems really high. 26.0. Yeah, as I say, we're going to try a few different steps here. So 27.4. 20. It seems really high, you know, because my maximum gain for tyre pressure is 27.7, and I'm already starting off on the rear right at 27.4. It seems like a lot to try and dial in. Let it be a lesson to you. So we're nowhere near full neg at the front. That's by design, because I'll just chew for the tyres with full neg. It's difficult, man, because the BMW is absolutely crap at this track. It's down, definitely bop-wise. It doesn't like this track. Or it doesn't with me driving it anyway. Okay, let's try saving this. So at least the date today is going to be of 2003. It's all 2002. August 2002. Is that when I'm using it from? Yeah, August. So I'm guessing these would be a lot newer. There's definitely a difference. 25.2. 27.1. Scientific. 26.0. 27.4. Just seems like a lot to me, but that's what it is. Right, we'll go back out again. Just dropping by. Andy, I appreciate it, buddy, and thank you for coming on the video the other day as well, my friend. I saw it early in the morning, but I wouldn't want to ping anyone at like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I waited until a reasonable time in the morning, like I can't remember what time I was up now, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for the support, dude, and I do see you dropping by and leaving the comment here and there, and I do appreciate the support, man, because it definitely helps, especially with videos, you know, instead of live stream. The more interaction it has, the better it seems to do. And it's always nice to see you, my friend, as well, on top of that, so thank you. We're trying out different setups. Desperately trying to get into the 34s. Like I said, the 911s are going to be in the 33s. It is a fast track, so it's not quite optimum yet. Dog ate my homework. I have a doctor's note. You was up at 1 o'clock in the morning, was you? I was up until like 2 last night, I think. Now I've watched all The Last of Us as well. There's absolutely jack shit to watch. Time out. Tipped. Right, yeah. But yeah, I've now watched all the rest. I haven't watched it all because obviously there's two more episodes to come out, I think. So I've got to wait for it. So I haven't. There's not a series I'm watching where I can just sit back and chill to. Seems like a little easier on the front. That is not my missus. I know it isn't. I don't know what the dog's barking. Is it? Bear with me a second, guys. Stop barking at them before you go and move. Come on. This way. This way. Come on. Come here. I apologise. Say hello. Say hello to the stream. Say hi. Hi. Hello. My killer attack dog. That was the neighbours coming in, so he's just doing his thing. Get down. Get down, sheep. Get down, sheep. What do you mean, get down, sheep? Am I missing something? But yeah, I'm not watching anything at the minute, basically. I'm surprised you're not at Brooker's stream, Godlike, mate. I know you're usually in there. Whether it's true, but mate, I actually don't know. Ty's bloody freezing because of my dog being the attack dog that he is. Tell you what though, this setup instantly feels like it's better on throttle inputs. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Dell in there too. How is my favourite Scottish dude? Oh, miles away. I hope you're well. Oh, right. Is it a dog's name, is it? Oh, shit. Ooh, what's happening here? Tire pressures are not where they need to be. Shop is a dog name, I get it, right. It must be, Scottish thing? I don't know, Shep. I don't know if there's a German Shepherd, do you know what I mean? I've never heard someone call a dog a Shep. I've heard them call it a dag before, you know? It's like dags. Maybe this next lap. I appreciate you dropping in, dudes. Been talking to James a lot, so speaking Sheffield. Yeah, man, having that Sheffield accent will definitely do that. Sheep shed. The fuck am I missing here? I've had dogs all my life, mate, and I've different world outside Yorkshire it is. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong or something. Showing my age. What do you mean showing your age? I bet you're younger than me. I'm 35. I know I don't look it. I got some moisturiser off Brooker Gaming, so I'm looking absolutely fabulous. But I'm 35, dude. You didn't sound any older than what I am. Blue Peter's dog. Was it Blue Peter? I used to watch Blue Peter. There was a big joke about having a Blue Peter's badge. But yeah, it was literally the only good thing on when you come home from school. Oh, that didn't help. And an early shift there too. Bollocks. Missing our lines. Come on, turn the wheel ladder. Did you hear about the Scottish man that was walking around Glasgow with a wellie on his ding-dong Dell? Bollocks. It's alright because he was just in a boot. I've got to try and keep it PG-13, haven't I? Right, it's definitely more time in this. The setup feels a little better, but it's still a bit edgy. I think there's another two attempts at it. There, TJC, my friend. It was Dell. It probably was Dell, you know. How's TJ, man? I hear you streaming, and I hear your VR glasses might be here today as well. VR glasses, headset, whatever it is. PSVR thing. Come on, BMW. Too much. I broke way too early. Yeah, I lost a bit of time there. Son of a gun. Moose loose about to hoose. Not streaming today. Oh, that's a shame, mate. I thought you'd be on it.
Personal fastest lap.
Come on, silly mistakes, man. I'm still waiting for it to be delivered. I know it was meant to be a couple of days, wasn't it? And then delivery said that it might be a little earlier for you, which is a bit of a tease if it's not going to be. Can't play with a man's emotions like that. So much more time. You'd think I'd get better at actually reading the chat while racing Xander for, or at least just not read chat until I got to one of the fucking straights on it, but no. Haven't learned a thing. Get off! Right, well this is definitely the winning setup at the minute, just for a stability sense. It'll be here around tea time. Oh, you're gonna have a sneaky go on it, mate. Maybe a 10th in that first corner. If I got a better exit, it might be a little bit more, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. No, I didn't change down good enough. Definitely more time in it, man. Turn. Shoot. See what we can do. Maybe. Hello, Brooker mate, I just talked about you. I knew my godlike was in the stream. Was in my stream and not on yours. Must not be on at the minute, I imagine. I'm trying to do some laps here, buddy, but I'm not getting any feedback from the car. I'm not getting anywhere near the 34s, and to be honest with you, I don't even know if I'm going to do the round. And of course it's a random weather race, so it doesn't matter what I fucking do to the car. Set it up for the dry, it'll piss it down the entire time. Set it up for the wet, and there'll be no rain. That last one really took the wind out of my sails. Like, how am I meant to set up? Hello, Rompu, my friend. How am I meant to set the car up though? Not once did I race on a track where it was optimum. Not once. It was barely fucking fast. In fact, it wasn't. I'm just baffled how I'm meant to set up for that, you know? It's all good, I found more watches, mate. I appreciate everyone jumping in. Again, it was just a test session. I was wanting to do LFN, but I joined to click join, like, and there was like 10 seconds to go and I missed out, so couldn't do it. I'm just going to try and concentrate for the end of this. Lost all that time. Let's try and get this right now. Turn. Just not having it at the minute.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
on us even at the minute. Mind you, it wasn't a too bad section. I only started to really lose the time in the last bit, so I've been trying to keep it even. Yeah, maybe 2 attempts if I get that last exit corner right. And I'll tell you what's a mission here as well, we're going to park it, is this kit entry. I think I'd just about got away with that one. Yeah, so at the minute, oh, sorry about reading chat. It's all good, Barn Watchers. It's hello, high grade mate. It's nice to see you. Some old school names coming through there. My console partners in crime. Damn view, you need a real driver's view. I know, high grade. I know, mate. It's not as profound as what people like, but it's what I've used constantly through ACC. It's what I'm most comfortable with. I think for the most part, you're not looking at half a dash and most of the sunroof interior when you're driving a car anyway. Trust me, I drive them. I also race them, and that's not what you're seeing. But it's difficult. I know it's that way. 9,000 likes. Let's hit a new through for over 9k. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna quite get there yet. But how? It's tomorrow. Is your Road Atlanta practice video? Let us know, mate, 'cause I'll be live and I'd like to catch it first hand, definitely. Smash the like to get laid tonight. By the way, smash subscribe to see JR drive with 100 more horsepower. I bloody need all the horses I can get at the minute. It is, mate, it is. How are you getting on, mate? Are you just doing the AOR? So best laps at the minute, let's call it a 10th, and it's really on us even there at the minute. There is not much more in this. And again, we're not going anywhere crazy with it at the minute. So that was down to what you use, and that was 1313. So at least we know that March the 1st of 2023 was the setups that we have been using. We've got a couple of you do, I do. Let me try a few things then. I've got a couple to try here. Which is clearly not the one, but it is what it is. Let's try it. Which is a 25.2, 27.1, which seemed high though before. 26.0 and a 27.4, which seems ridiculous. Let's try that out for a game of cricket. We're on like 30 litres, I think. Try that one. AOR, TRSC and Motive. Yeah, Motive, always a good one. And I've been meaning to get into some AOR. I have. Now and then I'll join VRL, Polish and 2 Spain Leagues random races. Obviously AOR has where the heart is when it comes to coming from console, man. It's super good fun. A lot of friends and a lot of good moments on track. From PS4 to PC too. Tires would need to go up. Damn, go to the customer watch. Me watching your stream. Damn, got to go, customer. Go. Okay, mate. Yeah, I don't blame you. I appreciate you jumping in there, mate. My best is a 55.2. I think at the minute we're at a 55.1. The track is fast though. And again, it's random weather, which I'm not optimistic about at all. I think there's more time in it, but it's just getting it out of here at the minute. The fast guys in the Porsches are going to be doing 53s. I know that for a fact. So we'll be nowhere near him. Obviously, the BMW absolutely sucks here too, man. Got to finish the wiring and head home. Listen, high grade. I appreciate you jumping in, my friend. It's always a pleasure to see you. It's always nice to see you. Noted you just got a wheel on a table and a 40-inch screen. Yeah, Dell's old school, man. Dell's just coming off a horrific injury where he was kind enough to show me actual pictures of. That put me off my bag of crisps. But yeah, definitely some dedicated races on it. I like the way that goes across the curve. It's the last two setups. As soon as I hit a curve, it's kind of pulling me into them. Right, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. The tyres are nowhere near where they need to be, so this isn't going to be the lap. I'm looking forward to your Daytona video though, bud. I'm in racing for fun. Not a fast guy. It's faster than me. It is. Like, yeah, but I'm not very quick either, and it's just a time, a practice, a skill issue, a wheel issue, a rig issue, mainly skill though. Jerry's very fast. I'm not in even the category of fast on this league, man. Or this game, there's some super talented guys, man. But give me a DD wheel and an actual rig and an actual PC that's spitting out more than 60 frames per second, and we'll see. That's what she said. Yeah, that's how two kids came into the world, man. Come on, tyre brushes. Oh, we got some jokers in the chat today, right? I see where it is. Right, let's see what we can do. My sister is faster, but she charges $5. That's quite expensive for Scotland, I imagine. Dell is also from Scotland. I don't know if you're from the same neck of the woods as each other, but I know it's a big-ass place, so I'm not going to presume it is. I'll definitely try and, if this is the best that it's got, then I'm definitely going to take some elements from this. Probably the bump stops. It just seems to go over the bumps a lot better than, it's not as much bump as we want to be taking. Just waiting for the rain to come and really mess with me. Aberdeenshire. Yeah, this is like that little place called Scotland. Honestly, I'd much rather go north of the country than south. There's a track somewhere. Yeah, it's amazing how small the world is. I was talking to someone on Zaza Street yesterday, and it turns out we both did autograss racing, and we more than likely was on track at some point together as well. It's crazy, you know, of all the people of all the world and that lot, and we're watching a racing stream, and turns out we used to do the same thing. already not a fan of it at the minute. I think there's a few things wrong with this. So how they've got the weekend set up is more than likely what they had at Ulton, where it's a Friday and a Saturday, instead of a Saturday qualifying and a Sunday the race, so they can keep it as random as possible. Which really boils my piss, to be honest with you. 3 hours for me then, Del. See, not that too fair. I really can't motivate you to do that. I had to do all my house chores before I got on here, bro, so it's one of those, unfortunately. I'm not a fan at the minute. Let's see what the other ones like from perspective. Excuse me. I apologise if that was loud for your ears. See what this one's like. I'm already not a fan. And we're in the race setup, so we've got 9 minutes. 9 minutes to go, and then I'm just going to jump in the qualifying server and see if there's anything else there. There should be more rotation with the Hymer. Obviously I'd fiddle around with all the other bits of the car, but I can't do that without a setup hider really, you know. You're not giving anything away, showing the first bit of the pressures and that, well, anyone could run the car like that and you're not going to have the same results, unfortunately. BMW can't use full negative tow at the front, and you certainly can't at the rear of the car like you can with the... In fact, most of the cars, I imagine, you can run 40 and 40, minus 40. Setup feels alright at the minute, it's not too oversteering. And the brake balance is at like 51 and 5, so that's crazy. Bless you, thank you very much. Quick cigarette and then a clean then. You get that housework done, mate. You make sure that Ice isn't beating you when she gets home. I appreciate you popping in, TJ, of course. Twiddling his knobs, I do. It's a pastime. Okay, so don't judge me on this lap because the tyre pressures are nowhere near where they need to be. Hello, Matt. Why did I not know about this channel? But hang on, mate. I'll have to try and read that in a second. I'm not sure, mate. I've definitely had one all the time. It's just I've not one for advertised it particularly. I will put it on Discord and stuff like that. But it's nice to get to chat with you kind of directly. It's not quite over the phone or whatnot. But how is your day, my friend? It's nice to see you. I always make a point of asking because I know you're setting up that nozzle wheel of yours, and it must be a cool time to go through when you got that new wheel. And again, I'm not dalking. I don't have that inner rapidness pace, unfortunately. So you're going to be highly disappointed if you came to learn anything. But I'm just trying to set up for the league race on Thursday, but again I'm not even sure if I'm going to do it. I'm not a fan of this random weather stuff. I understand that is what happens in the real world, but I've got very limited time to try and work a setup and have the tyres in the right window. And of course if they're not in the right window on ACC, it doesn't matter what sort of setup you've got, you really cannot drive around ice skating with a car that's under pressure. Anyway, I'll stop with the racing driver excuses. All good, buddy. Hope you're well. Defo subbing. And like, you're a legend, man. Thank you ever so much. I appreciate the support. It's definitely just a hobby, nothing too intense from our side. There's an apex somewhere. Come on, Junior. How are we anywhere near our delta at the minute? Shows how much we've messed that up, but I appreciate Matt, and again, I hope you're having a nice weekend. Well, we should bring on the power a little earlier there, but that's what it is. Come on, Junior. Yeah, of course I'm fucking into the steering. I maxed the gear out. What a nugget. I have a rig recommended. What, are you getting a new rig, TJ? Well, see, I'd be divorced if I'd paid for the headset and get a new rig. Oh, we threw away all that time. We were just too cautious. And I can't believe we were up for a start because the first sector was crap. Come on. We've got 4 minutes, couple of laps. Bollocks. Nah, same rig, okay. So, forgive me obviously for turning the conversation a bit adult themed, but it's the only thing you can do with MVR headset is to play Gran Turismo, basically. You can't plug them into the internet or whatnot. Instantly, that's where my mind went with it. Doing Elephant Pro later? I wish I had the time, but I might do some dailies on LFM. I just got my gold license as well. LFM the other day, which I'm rather proud about. Went and told the wife, she wasn't impressed. Come on. But I wish I was, man. I wish I had the time. I know it must be a 3-hour one, right? There's an apex. See, we're flirting with best time deltas at the minute, and we completely missed the first corner. Sliding, Buffeting. Oh, there's definitely a 10th, but it's like asking a blind man to find it at the minute. It's just pot luck for me. Inside. No. Where did all that time go, man? 90 minutes of Spa. Oh my. Spa. I just cannot get along with it, man. I can't break into them 17s. I'm sure if I put a bit more time into it. I think there's a 40, there's a super high 34 in my lap, but it's just trying to get it out, and it's proven difficult. There's an apex and we've completely missed it. Let's just finish the lap. Oh no, I know. Right, okay. I definitely shouldn't have asked about the internet. Turn, wee laddie! Turn! I was gonna always keep my foot in it there.
Green light. Go, go,
Bollocks. For how in a full body suit and a VR headset, Dell knows his things, man. I use a Race Seat Evolution solid rig for what it is. 260 quid streaming PC. There's a 400, nearly 2 grand. PS5 quid free as well. Now PS5 VR. Sound rich, but I'm not. You definitely got a lot of equipment there. My PB is a 17.9 on Spy. You've absolutely slapped me. I don't know how they get them crazy 215s. Yeah, well at the minute, mate, in that OP Honda, they're doing 214s. There's just nothing that can get close to it, and there's been a lot of stuff on LFM, like at Paul Ricard and stuff like this, and other tracks where it's like, oh yeah, the NXX is just, it's down here, it's not its best track, it's an absolute weapon everywhere. If you can drive the bloody thing, there's nothing that comes close to it. Go check out AOR Tier 1 and tell me what the top 15 cars are in a 40 odd grid lobby. Now it's like a 30 at the minute, but I guarantee you this, that 40% of the cars that are on that track are all NSXs, and that should tell you everything you need to know about what the current state of the BOP is like on ACC. It's crazy, but a 17.9 is much better than mine. I think my best at the minute is an 18.2. I've not raced on it for a little bit, but yeah, if I could just get my braking points sorted, I'm sure there's more time in it, but I can't get any better than that either, mate. I'm very low 18s. Which is a complete kick in the nuts, man. But that setup there was certainly better. So let's save this as is that. There's definitely stuff I can do to it. There's definitely stuff I can get more out of it. But at the absolute minute, gotta lurk and clean. Put my pinny gloves and wet lettuce. TJ, I love that you popped in, my friend. Let's get into the queue server. I appreciate it, mate, and obviously have a nice day. Bot tourists. Yeah, I was just listening to someone who was quite high up in the ACC world try and tell everybody in the chat that the NSX wasn't in any way overpowered and whatnot, and literally they're doing 214s at Spa. Name another car. I don't even think the BMW can get, it barely touches 215s, and this is in hands of like the quickest of drivers. Like there's nothing that comes close to it, and it isn't just fucking Spa that it's rapid at. The AOR, I believe, especially PC wise, is the pinnacle of the esports drivers that enter a league. And literally, I watched the Bathurst race the other day, and obviously naturally the AMG's pretty good there too. There was maybe one or two of them there was one in the top 10. And the rest of them were all NSXs. They're just rapid. They're too fucking quick, and it needs sorting out, man. Big time, it needs sorting out. So this is quoting the day at night for Zanderfort. What is happening with this shit, man? I'm not a big fan of this random stuff. It's just I don't have enough time to jump on and nail down tyre pressures. What time of day is it? Can I see? Can I see? What time of day is it meant to be? I can see it, man. Right, let's get back out there, just rejoin in case the server. Crazy, I see George Flight. Yeah, all those boys absolutely level everything in that bloody NSX, and there is a reason they're all driving it. They're not just driving it because it's a meh car, do you know what I mean? It's not before the last update, right, who was driving an NSX? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. And this one, it's it's certainly the meta car to drive. And anyone that tells you any differently, that it's not, and it's not the quick car to be in, or it's not the better car to be in, are absolutely full of shit. I've driven the BMW since I got on PC. I haven't driven any other car. Maybe I've jumped in one or two, but maybe I'll have a setup or two for like 2 or 3 tracks. I've not done seasons like I have in the BMW, so it's just the main car I drive. Nothing to do with bop, nothing to do with this, that, and the other. And you know, there's some tracks where it's not bad at. I think Bathurst, it's a decent car at. But where it's truly like meant to be a decent car, like say Paul Ricard, I did a LFM last week at Paul Ricard, and still NSXs without the draft going up the straight were still catching me. And everyone was on about the BMW being OP in a straight line, so round the track and whatnot, I can understand like how esports drivers would gain time on you, because naturally they're just going to be faster in that aspect. But in a straight line, that kind of says it all. If even without a draft, an NXX is gaining the time on you, it's just ridiculous. And like I said, Spa. So are you involved with Spa tonight with the LFM, Matt? Are you doing it? I wonder when Dal's going on. Obviously, I missed him at. So let me quit again. Am I in qualifying? Yeah, I was in qualifying, so it wasn't night. What is happening? It's not random time of day, is it? Right, let's try it again. I've been Berkeley, Lambo, yeah, I did Bentley. I did a season with AOR in the Bentley.
Give it all you can.
Does the time of day seem to keep changing for qualifying? I know it's dark, which is fine, because usually it messes around. I know when you jump in the server, first of all, it can be night time. You have to jump out and it resets itself, but it seems to be a massive jump in the time of day, and I can't figure out what time of day. It's meant to be... Is it meant to be 2 o'clock in the afternoon? You're thinking about it? Well, if you are, man, if you stream at all, I'd definitely like to catch it. This is just fast as well, so other than the temperatures being a little bit lower, there's absolutely zero difference. Right, I'll do a quali run instead of moaning around the current bop of ACC. I feel better for it though, so that's something. Again, I don't want to mess with aero dampeners, mechanical grip, especially not on stream while I can't figure out my bloody setup hider transition. I'm not giving anything away doing this. You could do it with yourself. With I'm between 8 and 5 though, so it's not a million miles away. Anyway, if you do, man, if you are streaming or anything like that, do let us know. Like, post that stream in the Discord. I'm sure you probably were, because I'm sure I'd have known. I'm not a big streaming, but thought about it many times. Listen, if you're in the 2 bloody 17s and whatnot, there'll be a lot of people that would be very interested to watch you drive. Maybe one of them. I'm not talented, mate, and I'm on a PlayStation G29, not a True Force thing or anything like that. And like I say, I've got a piece of wood that's holding up this wheel, and there's no mounting on the side of it, so if I was to lift it up, it would just fall over. So yeah, when it comes to talent, or it comes to like your equipment and what you're using, it doesn't matter too much. We're using pretty much the basics of the basics here. I have to wear sunglasses for this bloody qualifying session. Jesus Christ! You should, man. If you've got, even I've just got the most basic bitch camera in the world as well, mate. It's not very good. I could definitely do more to 217 and then crash. Yeah, it's been that consistently, and the thing is with some of the LFMs I've seen with the Pro Series and that, like, it can get a bit, you know, touchy. Everyone's trying to win in the first lap. For the most part, it's pretty clean. I've had a lot of fun this week at LFM at Hungaroring. I really have. I've enjoyed it, and I'm just just nearly now into the 42s at Hungarian. Very high 42s, but it's been a slow progression. The last time I was on, I think we were doing high 43s. Maybe it's just the track and the settings and whatnot, why the reason we've picked up a bit of speed there, but 2:17 is a cracking time, mate. I think if I put all my laps together at Spa, I'll be able to do a high 17. Most of my time's lost out the bus stop, just the exit of the bus stop. I can't seem to set it up properly. Dog is absolutely chilling. Got to race with Cryptic the other day as well, very briefly. I'd have been interested if he hadn't have been taken out at turn 1. But all the information you need to know from that race is I finished ahead of him. And I got smashed as well by this dude in a Porsche. And a move clearly wasn't on, but it is what it is. Not turned a lap this week, yeah, probably helps to get the muscle memory going a little bit, but I know the struggle, especially when you've got stuff going on or whatnot. It's not as always easy to turn on, and then when you've had a full day, you know, of doing whatever with the last thing sometimes you want to do is turn it on. And that mental concentration is just not there for it all. Even just the will. Oh, you monk! Oh, bollocks that. Yeah, it can be difficult. So a lot of time to find. Like the new camera angle, yeah. It was just, it's how it should be really in front. Obviously I'm using OBS instead of Streamlabs at the minute, so it's how it was set up for the old streaming device, but how I have it on OBS doesn't seem to be lagging the stream at all. It seems to be a lot better, which I've been struggling the last couple of weeks streaming. It's just been super laggy, so. But thank you, Miss Peaches. Yeah, I'm definitely going to stick with OBS until I can figure something out with either my computer or Streamlabs. Turn. Definitely some more time in here. 35 flaps, it's not going to cost it. I nearly stopped dead there, man. Got 34 on the clock at the minute, but again, it's not going to be enough. Sliding. That exit. Threw all that time away. What's the boss? Oh man. Right, couple more girls at it. Oh, there's a break there already. bit of a make-a-wish 34, but yeah, we'll take it. You. So the rear tyre pressures are overinflated. However, they're not too bad. They're not. You can see them at 27.9, but they're not actually, you know, different shapes from the middle to the end. So it's a bit of a weird one. I'm sure we can do something. Okay. And our timetables, our survey says. Very on as even. Very on as even. Yeah. So there's more time in this, surely. Let me have a look at the OBS so I can actually figure this out. The scene is there, so scene 2, settings, hotkeys. So scene 2, where's the scene? Where's the scene? Scene 2. It's completely off. Switch to scene. Up. And switch. Where do I switch it off again? Is it just switch? It says switch one, switch to scene. Down. Apply. Okay. Righty then. Let me see if this works. I apologise if it goes off. Right, so we're in the setup. Press. There we go. Right, so at least we've got the scene working now. 10 minutes. 10 minutes to try and get this to do something. Otherwise it's going to be another late night stream. I'm going to need a coffee soon as well. So, for the avid viewer, or for anyone that wants to know, I've closed the brake ducts because they're at 4 and 4 and the temperature's pretty low, so I imagine we'll have to do some PSI adjusting, which I have taken a few clicks out of, but they can be oversensitive. I have changed the brake bias back to what I'm normally used to, so a bit more to the front. I've lowered a bit of the toe. What else have I done? Yeah, not a lot really in that perspective, but it should give me a bit more bite at the front end now. The aim was to get into the 34s. But we're barely in the 34s, you know. Setup screen, yeah, man. I'm pretty good, you know. I'm not like Dal. That's not to say it doesn't happen, because it does happen a lot. But I'm usually pretty quick to know that. The way OBS is set up at the minute, I've got like this yellow box that goes around like a millimetre around the whole screen, so I know when it's on its main scene, and it'll go like off if it's on the normal screen, but it does happen. Let's see if we can put a lap in here, or a few laps. We've got 8 minutes to go. We'll finish the session off. It's not going to be this lap because of the pressures. That wasn't helpful banging on that curb either, but yeah, it's not going to be this lap because of the pressures. Now the pressures are way too high, I can tell. Already got 27.8 on the rear. It's going to be a difficult session if it carries on raising at that bit. But I can see just from the delta being down when it is, we're not set a particularly good lap. I can still see where there's time to gain in the lap. It's not by doing that. Or that. This is a little better at that last corner. Okay, 0 excuses. 6.5 minutes to go. Oh, where's the apex? Another test lap. It's always annoying and it's the first corner and you're already down by that much and there's 0 chance of making that delta back up. Anywho, it's looking like we're going to have to come back at this a little later on and see if we can figure something out. I don't think the setup's a million miles away from what I'll be able to do, but there's some improvements we can make. And we must make if we're to do the race on Thursday, because we're just not going to be anywhere near a 33. And again, I think I should just, what is it, go into a single player practice server and just do it on an optimal track. Because really this doesn't mean anything at the minute to me. It's going to be completely different come Thursday. Yeah, there's some time in it. Okay. Oh, I apologise for being a little quiet.
Time is like 1.
Yeah, no shit. Only a 10th. I messed it up. So definitely time in the first sector. The first corner, in fact. Lost that time, we tapped the bump on the inside there. Too early, got turning in. But somehow made it work. We're just taking little bits off, little chunks of time at a time, but it's still not what we need. That's a little aggressive. Had to drop it to first there. Another invalid lap. Maxed the gear out. Even then we got a better out exit. Out. Struggling with the words right now, it's frustrating me. Quick. Even if we're down on a delta, we're still going to use the lap as a test lap essentially. Tyres on the left hand side are absolutely screaming at me. feel like it's turning in a little better to this section. And then I say that and I've completely jinxed myself for the rest of the lap, so no doubt. On us even, but we had a 10th in our lap before. A little tentative for the throttle. Miles away. Come on, Junior. What we got? 45 seconds. Will we make it? Will we get there? I'm not sure we're going to get round for another lap. Maybe? Maybe. 30 seconds. Yeah, we're just about to squeeze this next lap in. At least we know it's like 35 seconds about there, so let's get another lap in.
Losing time in sector 2.
I touched the bloody curb. Yeah, frustrating guys, but it is what it is. Oh, you... Still think this is probably the way forward, this setup run. Should make some changes for it. On console I was setting 33s. Oh, don't do that. We're not going to be able to see, do you? What is it anyway? Timetables. Ugh. Yeah, of course, man.
Green light, green light. Go, go,
It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Stop sandbagging. I wish I was sandbagging. I really do wish I was sandbagging. I think there's more time in it. It's just being consistent on the brake. I think, let's pull up the map. I think there's a 10th just in the first corner alone. I think we could be maybe 2 tenths by the time we get up here, but it's just nailing that lap. I think we're losing time on the entry in here. I think we're losing time on the exit of here. I cannot be consistently in second gear and get the car stopped, braking at the same point every single lap. It's crazy. I wish I'd be able to keep it in second through this teardrop, but I need to drop it to first just to stop the car, and I know it's not the fastest way around it. It's a fucking nightmare. And then of course you've just got to keep the momentum going. I truly think there's a 34 in it, but it's just getting out of it, unfortunately, which is a fucking nightmare. So whether the car's gonna allow me to do it or not. And at the minute it's just not there for me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a lack of practice, maybe it's just BMW things on this track. Maybe it's a fast track. I'll take that into account, that it's a fast track, so optimum track, which it's going to be. Maybe there's another tenth or two just in it being optimum and more grip. And you know damn fine, Brooker, come Thursday, all the pro guys, all the guys up front are going to have ideal tyre pressures and have set their car up for an optimum track. Which how they're managing to do that, I don't know in any of the servers. So they're always being fast. Maybe they're just going into single practice and just doing an optimum track at the same temperatures, which I think is ultimately what we will do. Because Alton Park was a nightmare, man. It was wet. It was a wet track, and the thing is, every bit of practice I did, and I did quite a lot. I set the car up so it could obviously drive in the dry, which it could, but it was never ever once on optimum track. I don't even think it was a looking fast track either. You know, it was either green or greasy or something. So I made sure that the balance of the car was it could do the dry weather, but it was mainly set up for the wet weather, which never came, even though every ounce of practice was in the wet. So I've learnt my lesson from that, and I'm just not going to bother with a wet setup. I'm just going to make sure that it's a fully dry setup and try my luck with when it comes to the setting up the pressures for the wet, because I got caught out. But more importantly with Alton Park is the pit stop I made when I had a slow puncher on the rear left, which is common at Alton Park. Engineer comes over the radio, tells me I've got a slow puncher on the left hand side tyre, and naturally I just saw it going down, down, down. It was getting to like 26.2 around that area, and I wasn't particularly happy with the balance of the car, so I come in and I do my pit stop, and I even said like halfway on the lap, no, I don't need the wet tyres, because my pit stop's set up for wet tyres. It's a wet race, it's a wet setup, and I've come in, I've dropped the car, come out, and obviously naturally I'm on wet tyres, so they burn up within the first half a lap. I've got to come in, re-pit to put the dry tyres on again, so that's two pit stops that were really unnecessary to do. So I've done 3 pit stops all in all, because even when the rain come I thought, what have I got to lose at this point? I might as well just put the wet tyres on and see if there's anything to gain, which ultimately wasn't. People are just too far ahead. That pit stop really screwed me over. I think it's nearly a lap worth of time lost, and obviously I've had to come in and do it all over again to put the dry tyres back on. So I just screwed myself basically. I was not happy with Alton Park whatsoever. I wasn't happy with my pace even in the dry, but I didn't have a dry setup, so it was a nightmare. I'm not exactly thrilled that this is going to be the way it is, because if it is like this and we've gone through a drive thing and it's going to be pissed down, I can't see it at Zandvoort. I really can't. The fucking seaside resort, man. I don't know, but I'm just fully going to focus on a dry setup. I think with an optimal track, even with our crap driving at the minute, I think there's maybe a 34.7 to a 34.8 on the clock, and that's about it. And even with our crap time there of a 34.9, I think there was still like a tenth in it. But you can bet your bottom dollar come Thursday that those 911s at the front, I think even the Bentley's really good here as well, so we're not going to be anywhere near the front of the grid. They're all going to be in 33s and stuff like that, extremely low 34s, even on a fast track. But again, we'll just have to wait till Thursday comes, because I'm not ultimately sure whether I want to do it. And I don't mind Laguna Seca either. I managed to run pretty well there. I managed to race pretty well there. I think that's the key with Laguna Seca. I like racing there. This is a shit show at turn 1 on the first lap. It's a shit show on the first lap, no matter where you are on track, and it can be an absolute ball ache. What to do? I don't know whether it's even to go out again and do any more laps, to be honest with you, because it's doing my head in at the minute. It is. And with a fast track, I might as well just go into a single player session and practice on an optimal track. At least I know if the setup works on an optimal track, it will somewhat work on a fast track. I'm trying to extract more grip out of the car to account for the fast track, and then when it comes to race, it's an optimal track, and I'll just burn through my tyres, and I'm just asking too much of it. So it's difficult. There is a difference between fast and optimal. I'm probably moaning quite a lot right now, which is not what anybody really wants to hear or see. Maybe the preload or something. Right, let me... God. Okay. Why it's not coming back on? And the BMW is crappier as well, so I'll also give myself a pat on the back for that. I don't know what it is. It doesn't run particularly well. I'd love to run the last two races, obviously. And then on the weekend of the last race, which is the Seca, I have a team race with some of the members. It's for the Silverstone 500. It's like a 2-3 hour race at Silverstone. With, I say one of the newer drivers is a modern admin within the team, but it comes onto on-track ACC. Still got a lot of time to extract, so it'd be fun to get out on track with some of the less experienced drivers and try and go through a few things, which keeps things fresh to an extent, you know. You're not banging on doing the same thing all the time. There's other goals than just yourself.
There's the light damage on the left of the car.
Guarantee I've missed it by minutes. 15 minutes. Super quick guys in there as well. Yeah. Let's try. What splits that at 4? How does that work? Split 4, that's for Hungary. Yeah, like Hungary split 4. That's crazy. There's probably a lot more splits to it, like split 2. How are these like mirrored like that? I don't understand. What am I missing something here? There seems to be 2 splits, just give me the practice server. There we go. So we're going to sign up, I think, for the quick LFM race. So these boys are hilariously bloody fast there at the minute. 42.7, 43.1, which I think is doable. 43.4, 43.6. See, when I first looked like, especially from the JL, I was kind of here like a 43.9, a 43.8. Oh, Cryptid's in here. Hahaha. That's my cue to leave. Yeah, it's not big. Not a big LFM guy, is Brooker. 28th February. Alright, let's do that and just take some fuel out, I guess. Right, we'll do a few laps, try and get the tyre pressures in, and then go for. He's gonna laugh his head off at that comment more than likely. Where is his Aston? Laggy a little bit. I know that's got to be upsetting. I love Cryptic though, so. It's Cryptic TMG, it's K Niles as well. We had a race last time round, but we got to the first corner and there was an accident. He was on the inside, and it was all happening on the inside, and I just managed to be the lucky one and duck out the way effectively. There's a lot of frames being lost here. So we are on the LFM server, and we will be doing the next race, which is in. We need to sign up to it really. But I just want to make sure that the car's doing somewhat what we're asking it to do.
Yellow flag in sector 1. Yellow flag is charging front.
See how this goes. A lot of clipping there. Just check something. There we go. Saying Cryptic's washed, and I probably won't be able to get anywhere near his time, so. That's an extremely tame first corner. The tyre pressures aren't where they need to be, 26.4s at the minute, so. Full click off. Touch curb. This isn't going to be a very quick lap. Catching the Honda a little too clearly too.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Someone let me by, what to do?
Car on the left.
Thank you.
Clear on the left.
I'm not on a very particularly quick lap, but I appreciate it for the Honda. Thank you. Oh, he validated his lap, okay. That would make more sense. Again, this isn't going to be the one. Sliding. Buffeting.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
So just a steady 9 tenths. I mean, max the gear out like a tool. Come on, Junior.
Yellow flag.
I'm getting some super lag here, man.
There's a slow car up ahead. Yellow flag, yellow flag.
What is happening? There's a lot of lag.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
It's an invalidated lap. Shit. Dog's putting me off.
Yellow flag ahead, be careful.
Okay. Just try and set a lap.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
I'm getting a lot of lag at the minute, like frames are dropping, especially coming into that corner. It's every time I come into that corner.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
To let off. Lost about a tenth just in that little sector. Oh, shit, that man.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
Come on, Junior. Right, every time I come into this corner here, it is super laggy. Go to the brakes. She didn't that time. I guess it's fortunate. Is that the phone dying? That's the phone dying. Right, I think that is my fiance trying to call while the phone's going off, so I apologise guys, I will have to get off. I wish I could spend more time, but I'll try and do a little bit more later on, but I'm going to have to go and help with certain things. So a big thank you to everyone that's joined, everyone that left a like, everyone that even Matt with this subscribed. I appreciate it, and listen everybody, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, peace and love. Thank you for coming in the stream, I appreciate it guys.